people always ask me, why do you think Trump won? And I think that Facebook censorship in 2020 played a huge role in that. I've said it before. It was like a collective Tiananmen Square moment for so many people who were critical of the vaccine and lockdown mandates. Because whenever you're banned from a social media platform, your first logical next step is, I'm banned because I'm speaking the truth. Not I'm banned because I'm propagating misinformation that's going to be harmful to people. You think if the establishment, if a large social media company takes little old me's page down for, expressing my First Amendment right and saying my opinion about the Moderna vaccine or something like that, whether it's right or wrong, you feel that you are an anti-establishment person who is inherently telling the truth that's being censored by the greater machine. And so someone like Trump comes along and he's seen by them as being like the arbiter of truth and justice. And so Mark Zuckerberg and all those people during 2020 who colluded to deplatform people are paying for their mistakes big time.
So they were wrong.
Deplatforming people is wrong. And
no, but why. They were wrong about the position they took, that they didn't allow any argument about vaccine, or that the lab leak came from China, that forcing military personnel to take the vaccine or else you got to get out, or other doctors who are licensed from major institutions who practice medicine who had an opposing position towards the vaccine. Those videos were taken down by Channel 5, like literally KKLA or KTLA, whatever
we
it was.
Take it down.
No, not you, but
we
Channel 5 in California, they were taken down because of this. And then today, White House comes out with this. The lab leak, origin. Rob, if you can go a little bit lower. I think this is today or yesterday.
Today.
The proximal origin of COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, COVID-2 publication, which was used repeatedly by public health officials and the media to distract the lab leak, was prompted by Dr. Anthony Fauci to push the preferred narrative that COVID-19 was originated naturally. The virus possesses a biological characteristic that is not found in nature. 2, data shows that all COVID-19 cases stem from a single introduction to humans. This runs contrary to previous pandemics where there were multiple spillover agents. 3, Wuhan is the home of China's foremost SARS research lab, which has a history of conducting gain-of-function research, gene-altering and organism supercharging, and inadequate biosafety levels. 4, Wuhan Institute of Virology, researchers were sick with COVID-like symptoms in the fall of 2019, months before COVID-19 was discovered at the wet market. Number 5, by nearly all measures of science, if there was evidence of a natural origin, it would have already surfaced, but it hasn't. Rob, is there something to go lower to it? This is it. That's the Wuhan Institute of Virology. That's the Huanan Seafood Market.
That's where the pangolin bat sandwich was
exactly
allegedly
what the story was. Yes, go a little bit lower. And then what does it say here? The gain of function, they broke all of it down. A government comes over digital gain of function. Go a little bit lower, Rob, to see what that one is saying. Is there anything with data? So this is now coming out today. So think about it. While we're sitting here and you think about Anthony Fauci, who was, we were supposed to be told he was the sexiest man on earth, according to Guardian.
Who said that?
You see this? Type in Guardian.
The Guardian?
Guardian, Anthony Fauci, sexiest man on earth.
That's
maybe he is. Maybe our taste is bad. Maybe we got to get our act together.
I mean, you got to look him up when he's younger to see if he's got some more. I mean, he's got handsome, he's got symmetrical features.
Don't question it. Listen, I understand you're like, don't question the integrity of mainstream media, man, that says sex. If they say he's the sexiest man alive, just receive it, bro. I don't understand this with Gen Zs. Man, you guys challenge this a little bit too much. So anyways, but the part is, this is where America, because you...
Sorry. I don't know, can the audience see this headshot of Fauci right here? That's his Zoolander blue steel face right here.
Look though, bro. That's like, listen, Brad Pitt's got nothing on Anthony Fauci. Look at that. Ryan Gosling, forget about it. Right? Robert Redford, young, hell no. Right? McQueen, you got James Dean. Anthony Fauci, damn, dog. Look at that. Sexy.
I wanted to back up just a little bit
to
a miscalculation that Zuckerberg, Susan Wojcicki, and others made during that time. Is they forgot that the internet itself is actually free. A lot of people, when they talk about censorship, they're existing within the big four. You know, what back then was Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I guess it was TikTok. But the reality is you can still make a website and say pretty much whatever you want within the confines of free speech protections. I can start andrewsopinions.com and I can say anything. It's just a matter of getting traffic to the website. And what happened after they removed people from Facebook is in shutting down that discourse, people created alternative platforms that had a huge resurgence and actually emergence during that time as well. Gab, Parler, Rumble, BitChute. And so what you did is you took them away from the public discourse and the marketplace of ideas, and you put them into a tighter echo chamber amongst each other to where more fringe beliefs like the QAnon stuff were able to incubate in a smaller focus group, and they just kind of exploded. And that wouldn't have happened if the surface net was existent as it is. Now, you might say that, okay, this may have stopped some of the Q stuff from spreading and infecting the brains of, hundreds of millions of people and was maybe focused on 7 or 8. But those 7 or 8 million of people who were under absolute political hypnosis during the 2020 election, are still suffering from that to this day.
Listen, so funny. When you say that, we forget up until 2024. Up until October of 2022. It's not a long time ago, 2.5 years ago. Mainstream media had a chokehold on influence, period.
Yeah.
Period. There was a guy named Dr. Mike who was like the YouTuber, and he would always have Anthony Fauci on. He agreed to come to our podcast 3 times, and he was going to talk to this lady who used to work with Anthony Fauci. Last minute, he bailed. I would never do this, and I never agreed. You agreed to it. We have the text documentation of him agreeing to come to it. I would never come to it, all this other stuff. Okay. We were supposed to think he knew it all, and that was the way to go. We can't question anything with the vaccine stuff. No. Fauci's God, and we got to go with the lead. And then Musk buys Twitter in October 27, 2022. Then what happens? Trump is back on X, which he rarely uses. Trump comes back on YouTube. Trump comes back on Facebook and Instagram. Then everybody follows lead. Then content creators can go back to sharing their opinions. Then content creators, a lot of them, were kind of like, hey, here's what I believe. For us, we got a lot of strikes. I don't know how many strikes you've gotten, but we got a lot of strikes.
This one.
You got one? In the era of 2019 to 2022, we got many strikes. Our channel would be like, hey, you're 1 away, you're 2 away, you're 1 away, you're 2 away. And once you get 3, they can do a lot of things to you if they choose to. Yeah. So what happened in October of 2022 when you're saying, hey, they kind of got it wrong and they kind of did this, we didn't have the market didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You couldn't speak about the opinions that you had. Then when they realized they effed up, then the populace realized, shit, we were right. We were right about the stuff. Trump wasn't going to start World War III. Never did in the first term. The economy was doing good until COVID happened. Shit, Russia and Ukraine happened I thought, Biden was peace. Multiple major wars on a guy that's supposed to be peace. So that's when the market's finally like, look, dude, I've had it. You win 7 battleground states, and every state becomes more Republican than they were before. And the 2 states that became more Republican are the 2 states that lost $1 trillion or what that left. So even after they left, they became even more Republican. That's like a landslide type of a victory that Reagan had back when he won against Mondale or whoever it was.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting time of what happened to it. So to me, I think a part of it is also, it's a different social media now the last 2.5 years than what it was 2019 to 2022. Those were dark times for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that right now is a pretty good time for social media comparatively to then.
Yeah. Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker. You question things. You like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New Future Looks Bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PBD Podcast, Go to VTmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to VTmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.